Welcome back, YouTube. We back with another episode of Live from the Couch. This week, man, we got a real special guest, my boy Marcel. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm ready to have this conversation.
You sound like you can't wait.
Hey, bro, this is gonna roll off the top. You know how it is.
All right,
It's just gonna come in natural.
Bet. So, man, this week, I've been seeing this shit like all over YouTube about, a very popular podcast getting demonetized on YouTube. The Fresh and Fit podcast. I feel like everybody's talking about that shit now. So, yeah, man, they got you could say they technically got canceled. Basically, they got demonetized for a lot of shit. They were saying about different topics.
Yeah,
they did some wild shit on that. I'm not even gonna lie. They did a lot of wild.
They did some wild shit on there.
On that, so I'm not completely surprised. But today, man, they were complaining about shit like free speech, not having free speech, and in a censored culture like today.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like about? Do you think today is there such a thing as free speech?
So, I think that free speech definitely exists wherever there's not censorship.
Right.
And I know that's basically that's the answer to the question. But the reality for me is what I know to be true and what I believe are two different things.
Okay.
So what I believe is what I'll speak on, because we already know free speech don't really exist like that.
Exactly.
If things like that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I believe the principles of this country were built on that. And once upon a time, that was a thing, in my opinion.
Right.
And so I believe that if something gets started in this country, if it originates in this country, it should always have to uphold at least, the Bill of Rights, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And if you go against that, then I don't think you really can classify yourself as an American organization.
Okay.
Or anything to do with this country, in my opinion. So when YouTube started censoring people, it really pissed me off, because I was just like, all right, so what we're saying here is if someone's got enough money, they're above the law, right? The law that they're always trying to keep us down with, if you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And the reality is that's not fair, in my opinion. I mean, it's not fair and it's not right, because what makes this country so great are things like that. And if we start taking those away, little by little, bits by bits, especially when we got half the country agreeing with it because they don't like what he said. If they got censored on something that they actually agreed with, then they'd be as pissed off as people like me were. So in that sense, it makes no sense to me, in my honest opinion. So I agree that if there's not censorship, then yes. But unfortunately, you got a lot of people.
What you believe in, what's true.
Exactly.
It's two different things.
Exactly.
My take on it, man, is I feel like the internet, I know, whether YouTube, Twitter, whatever platform you're on, I feel like I believe in free speech. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people shouldn't be censored. But at the same time, I feel like I also understand why people can take you off their platform. Because at the end of the day, it's their platform.
Yeah.
So it's like you coming over to my house, and if you say some shit that I don't like, I can say, well, don't come back to my house. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like, I feel like that's how YouTube looks at it. Like they have their code of conduct or whatever. Yeah. And they're saying, these are the rules. And if you don't follow them, we're going to demonetize you or kick you off or anything. Not that I'm all for censorship. I feel like people should speak their minds. But at the same time, I feel like I understand why that, a platform like Twitter or YouTube would ban you or say, because really it's their shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like if I were them, if I want to speak my mind and you want to allow it, fine. Like, I'll just leave. Yeah. I'll just leave and take it somewhere else.
I agree with that. Honestly, and so from the perspective that you're talking about, like, I can see where that comes from too. My disconnect with the entire issue, just like a lot of the podcasts that even I agree with, like, for example, Fresh and Fit, when we're using these obscene, like, comparisons. So, like, we're talking about a house and an organization that literally profits off of the majority of this country. I think these are two completely different things. That's not throw you under.
No.
Because a lot of podcasts do that, where they make these. I've seen Fresh and Fit do some stuff like that, where they're like, if I got to fight someone off, then you should be able to make me a sandwich or something. I'm like, these are two very different.
It's like night and day.
These are way different scenarios. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let's not.
They compare a lot of like apples to oranges.
Yeah, and I don't like that part in particular. I get where they're going with it, but I'm like, in order for them to have reached the people that they needed to reach, though, the people that are trying to cancel them, they needed to be a little bit more fair in that regards. So in this regards, I'm kind of coming at it from the same way. If it's my house, sure, because nobody else is responsible for that house.
Exactly.
But YouTube has given plenty of people, like, my house is not employing people besides the people who built it. You know what I mean? So if YouTube is profiting off employing people, YouTube itself he's not making money on its own without the people who are involved in it.
Yeah, because it's the ads, it's all that.
And so when you start stripping away freedoms and stuff like that, well, now I'm going to log on every day and be like, well, shit, I only got a certain few things. Like, this might as well be a teaching platform at the end of the day.
Because it's not your opinions. You can't really say it.
Half the people go there for entertainment and stuff like that. So if I can't get entertained, or if I can't go in there for some social stuff, well, what else is there really to watch other than the stuff y'all handpicked?
Just learning material.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's what we got Teachable.
Yeah.
I don't gotta go to YouTube.
Yeah, I feel like, and that's the downside of censorship, man. I feel like even today, man, I feel like some people, I feel like cancel culture, I feel like in general, I feel like it's kind of like, what's the word? It diluted a lot of authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, their opinions are not so authentic anymore.
No.
Because, you know, nobody wants to get canceled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And for that reason, they follow.
Exactly.
Crowd.
And I feel like, for me, my opinion is that this is why I don't like cancel culture, right? I don't like it for two reasons. Why? Number one reason is that people want to cancel you because you have an opinion.
Yeah.
In the way I look at it is that if I have an opinion is like, people say opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one.
Yeah.
You should have an opinion. You feel me? So if I have an opinion, you don't have to agree with my opinion. It's my opinion. That's why we're individuals.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I feel like people will not like what you say, and then they think, oh, you should be socially lynched because they disagree with what you said.
Exactly.
And to me, that's kind of crazy. Yeah. I feel like in this world, people should be allowed to have their opinions. You don't have to agree with my opinion. That's why it's my opinion. I'm not telling you should do what I want. I'm not saying you should live like I live. But at the end of the day, it's my opinion. So that's number one reason why I don't agree with cancel culture, because people are mad at you because, you know, they disagree with your opinion. Another reason I disagree with it is, we know sometimes it's not just opinion. Sometimes people actually do things that are wrong. And in that opinion, in that light, I feel like cancel culture kind of, what does it do? It writes you off.
Facts.
They make it seem like, you know, they go for the lowest moment in your life when you did some dumb shit, and then they try to act like they ignore the fact that we're humans, and they ignore the fact that people can grow and people can evolve.
And it's usually those cancelers who are so far from perfect.
Right, exactly.
Like, bro, if we filmed you for 24 hours, just on day one, we're going to find something to cancel you about.
Exactly.
No matter who you are, it doesn't matter. Unless you Jesus or Allah, whoever you follow, someone's getting canceled.
Exactly.
And you're right, bro. Like, that part alone is probably the biggest concerning factor for me.
It is.
Because it's like, bro, we scrutinizing people who most of the time are trying to do some good, but because you don't agree with the good they're trying to do, because it doesn't serve you,
it doesn't line up with your ideas.
It's like, all right, it doesn't help me, so fuck it. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, just go find someone who does serve you if that's how you really feel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And a lot of times, man, I've seen people, man, like, especially people of influence, like, they will be doing really well in life, right? And out of nowhere, they dig up a tweet from like 2009 about them saying some questionable shit. And I'm like, why would anybody go, who got that type of time to dig through some, bro, do you know how much people tweet? You're telling me you got time to dig through somebody's Twitter to see what they said in 2008? For real.
These people who have no life, bro.
You gotta have no life.
Bro, it's the people who've got nothing else better to do with their time but tear people down. And unfortunately, they are the majority of the cancel culture. I hate to say that about half the damn country, but it's the truth. Because that's why a lot of people in this country are so angry about things too. Like, I'm huge about not receiving handouts. Like, that's not something that I've ever done, never received. I've never gotten anything like that. Like I said, I'm a black kid. I grew up in a freaking predominantly white area most of the time.
Right.
And the white people around me, luckily, were all very nice to me. Who knows if that was fake or not? But for the most of what I could, like I said, like, who knows if they're doing that, like, oh, we got a star player. We got to take care of him or whatever. But, like,
you don't know, like, their
from what I've known, because I ain't a star player no more, and these people all still love me like they did when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say is that the people who aren't on that end of things seem to be a lot happier and a lot more successful. The people who are in the cancel culture, they are always finding something to be upset about. And if it's not their own life, it's someone else's life. And honestly, they got a lot of reason to be upset because they're so focused on everybody else that they can't ever figure out how to progress their own life. You know what I mean?
True.
So for me, I've just decided I'm not focusing on them. I'm gonna just go one way, do what I gotta do,
Focus on your own
focus
life.
on my own life, see where that takes me. That's why that's where I started being different, is because I knew, I was like, example, in high school, people went to parties and stuff like that. Anyone who I went to high school with, they'll tell you I didn't have my first lick of alcohol till I was 21 years old. Didn't go to no parties. I went to church instead, and I led a very different life. And for that reason, a lot of my friends, now there is nothing to knock against this, but a lot of my friends are obviously working Monday through Friday. They got their jobs, and I'm that random who looks unemployed kid on a Tuesday somewhere out in Turkey. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a business owner.
Exactly.
And it's not like no one else could have done that. But the problem is that they focused too much on what they didn't have, while I focused on what I could go get. And so for that example, drawing it back into what we're just talking about, that's why they're never going to be happy. They will never be happy until they wake up
on their own life. They're always worried about what the hell other people got going on.
Exactly. And so for people like that, bro, you can't make them happy. I just say one day they wake up, look around, they're 40, they say, damn, I ain't done nothing but just hate everybody else. And there's a fucking 25-year-old flying by me in a Lambo.
Yeah.
However he got it, I don't give two shits. I just know he got it, and I got this Corolla.
Damn.
Whatever. and then that's when they wake up and they realize, I'm 25. I'm the 25-year-old pissing people off.
Yeah.
I've already seen it. I've seen it plenty of times. I got old heads pulling up on me at the gas station. Listen here, son, how the fuck you get that car? I'm like, I'll tell you how. I'm minding my own goddamn business. And I didn't worry about what everyone else had. I worried about what I needed.
Stay in your lane.
That's it. Taking care of my family is the main priority. Once I do that, then maybe I can worry about other people. But until then, there is no reason for me not to have tunnel vision. You know what I mean? So
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about, like, do you think cancel culture is effective?
I mean, no, because every time someone gets canceled, let me tell you exactly how this thought process goes behind this.
Mm-hmm.
I start with Tate. Tate was the first person to actually get canceled.
I disagree.
Who do you? Okay.
I disagree.
You're right.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Let me take it back. Yeah, you go ahead.
I feel like cancel culture, it was effective when they just started it.
Yeah.
Cancel culture is like the kid that called wolf. I feel like in the beginning it was effective.
Yeah, because they were canceling the rapists.
Right.
Makes sense.
Right. But now I feel like every 2 seconds, cancel. So it's not hitting like it used to.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean? So I feel like, I don't know if you remember a few years ago, the owner of the Clippers, Sterling. So he said some real racist shit. And the NBA owners, he had to sell his team. That's when cancel culture was strong.
And that's when it works and when it should work.
Exactly. But now I feel like Neo says some shit about, like, he doesn't think that, children should, decide if they want to be Neo said that he doesn't agree with, kids making decisions on their own if they want to be trans or not.
Yeah.
And it pissed some people off, and some people said cancel Neo. We all know Neo's not going to get canceled. I don't think so. I think he'll still be fine.
Yeah,
They canceled Elon like a few years ago. The last time I checked, Elon got richer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the point.
Dana White, he had an altercation with his wife. Not saying that he was right or wrong. I'm just saying that they canceled him, and he still got richer. The fight, UFC is now bigger than ever.
No.
So I'm saying all this to say that I feel like the impact that cancel culture once had, it doesn't have that anymore. I feel like it's watered down now. And so when people say, like, cancel him, I feel like it's just not effective. But I'm going to let you continue, though.
No, you good. I just think that this is where my example lies. Again, I take it back to, like, I want to say this, too. I am not a super Christian, but these are so many valuable examples to maintain the people today. They're not just by any chance, but it's the reality. When Jesus got persecuted, it made him more popular. You know what I'm saying? So many people hated him. Mm-hmm. Before he was hated, he was basically a no-name. It was the hate that made his message grow stronger. You know what I mean?
That got him famous.
And so for the same thing happens to anyone these days, because if you are, we're all obviously humans. And for these people in particular, like you're saying, Dana White,
just powerful,
Elon, powerful, influential people. These people, just like the scenario I just described to you about keeping your head down and working till you basically have no choice but to succeed.
Right.
And when you get to that point, everyone's going to hate you anyway, but there is nothing they can do to take you down. The same people who hate on Dana White are the same people who are watching the fights, depending on him for entertainment. Same people who hate Elon are the same people who buy Teslas. Definitely the same people who are always saying Jeff should be giving out more money since he is the richest person in the world. Or he might be second now behind Elon. Yeah. They say, yeah, but I'm like, yeah, but then y'all still use Amazon. You know what I mean? So
You see, and I feel like I keep saying I feel like. I'm sorry about that.
You good.
I use that word way too much.
That's
but
cool.
in a world, man, how do I say this? I feel like the richer you are, the harder it is to cancel you. And I might be wrong, but
You ain't
that's
wrong.
just what I observe. I feel like when you bring so much value to the world,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who doesn't like you.
Exactly.
They can't like. Imagine Amazon going down, bro. What would the world be like without Amazon?
It would be not good.
Yeah,
Good.
people are
Good.
saying like, let's cancel Jeff Bezos, but he owns Amazon.
Yeah.
So even if you don't like him, I guarantee you're still going on Amazon
Everyone's going.
because the value he brings is so huge.
Exactly.
Dana White's kind of the same thing. You know, you can hate Dana White. That's your opinion. You don't have to like him. I'm not telling anybody to feel anyway. What I'm saying is everybody's feel free how they want to feel. But I'm just saying the impact that it will have is close to none, because they bring so much value to society. I feel like no matter how much you hate them, you can't deny that the product is still the
Right.
best.
So,
You know what I'm
well,
saying?
that's what I say. I say to everyone, like, because the word that I think really describes them, it's not so much money, but power.
It's power.
Yeah, right. So you get it too. 'Cause money, no matter how much money you got, that shit's coming in as long as you're powerful.
Yeah.
I've seen people. We've all seen people who had nothing,
Mhm.
but they can come out from something like MLK, for example,
Yeah.
or Malcolm X. I just use them just because they're on top of my head. Because I've been watching racist documentaries recently.
Yeah.
And yeah, but like, for the example, these people didn't come from money, bro. They wasn't giving us money freely, but they amassed something that lasted forever. No matter how much you want to try and take it away from them, in 100 years, unless this show goes big or unless my business becomes huge,
Right.
they're not gonna remember me, but they will remember Dana White.
Oh yeah.
You know, UFC
Yeah.
not going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
The same way
He's not a pioneer
right.
and shit.
The same way they'll remember Jeff Bezos. He's going to be in the history books.
Oh
The
yeah.
same way they'll remember Jay-Z. They're gonna remember him too. That's how that's gonna work. If you become powerful enough to where you're undisputably not capable of getting canceled, what can they say? And that's why I believe that it's not really effective. It's just a matter of who you are. If you are no one, I hate
Oh,
to
yeah.
say that. I hate to say that real truth to
They
a
can
lot of
get
people.
rid of you quick.
Bro, I'm a no one, and I do pretty good for myself. But I don't got no pull in this world. I'm trying to get it.
Right.
100% trying to get it.
Right.
I want to be cemented in the history books, but these guys, they
What
got
you
us
talking
beat
about?
by 10. They got
Yeah.
us beat by a mile, and they're the ones who run the world. It is not
Politicians.
It's not the politicians, not the Adjustment Bureau. It's not NASA. It's not BRICS. It's none of that. It's
Yeah.
these motherfuckers. Because when they lose, the economy suffers.
Oh
And
yeah.
at the end of the
Big
day,
time.
you know, the whole globe spins with money. So
That's a fact.
that's how I feel about it. I don't think it's if you can't cancel the big dogs. If the big dogs are above
That
the
type of
law,
culture.
right? If they're above the law, if they're above the culture, then cancel culture is not real.
I feel like it's real.
I mean,
when it
it's
comes-
real.
Yeah,
But
but
it's-
it's not effective when it comes to those kind of people.
I mean, bro, Tate got canceled by cancel culture.
You know what's crazy? Tate got canceled, right? But he's still doing so many interviews with important people.
Right, he's still on YouTube. He went with BBC. He went.
That's
with,
what I'm saying.
he
So
went with
is
Candace
he
Owens.
is he really canceled?
He just
That's the
they-
question?
YouTube just said we're not gonna pay you personally.
Yeah, because he's like a superstar, man.
That's
Like
what I'm saying.
I'm seeing Tate all over the.
He's
I
like,
go on YouTube, I still see him. It's not his personal channel, and people at BBC they're still interviewing something
well,
like.
these people pay him bread too, as much money as he was
Right,
making to
so I'm
miss.
saying, is he really canceled?
He ain't. Well, they tried. What I'm saying is that all this, because a lot of these associations, whether they believe it or not,
Yeah.
are portraying liberalism while their backgrounds are Republican, and that's how I feel about it.
Mm.
And I can explain it to you. It's basically like,
Explain it.
bro, the reality is, bro, the Republican way of thinking is how most people operate in the economy and how they make money. That's the only way it works in this country.
Okay.
However, in order to maintain face, because they want people to believe or to take the spotlight off of them. For example, Mark Zuckerberg, the biggest of them all, in my opinion, the biggest fraud. Mark Zuckerberg will be the first one to stand up for rights. But this motherfucker ain't doing nothing for nobody besides canceling people. He's not shelling out money to nobody. He's not making necessary updates to help people on Facebook the way he could be. Because we all know there's a lot of other things that he could do with his time, with his company, with his life, etc. But he's not doing those. You know what he's doing? He's staying his ass out of the scenes on his big-ass boats with a flag that might read as a rainbow, but he don't really give two shits about that as long as they don't talk about him. That's how they all are.
So you're saying that's kind of what I mentioned earlier. You're saying like their opinions aren't authentic. They just don't want to step on any toes so they don't piss people off.
Yeah, because they're so rich and stuff. They're like, bro, if I go anywhere, I don't get to have peace anyway. The last thing I need is to have a magnifying glass on me.
True.
They don't want to do that either. But
True.
at the end of the day, it's like, bro, you got enough power. The one thing, this is my own opinion. This isn't a fact. This is my opinion.
Mhm.
If you got enough power, the one thing you should at least be able to do, which is think about where you got that power from, right? So if you got your power in America, you got to understand there are certain things you can do in this country that you can't in other places.
True.
And whether you believe you use them or not, 9 times out of 10, you did. That's the truth.
Okay.
So for you to get to where you're supposed to be, become wildly successful, and then start to trump on the exact same ideologies that you did to get to where you were is absolutely ridiculous. And to me, it sounds like you're gatekeeping success because you don't want nobody next to you. Sounds like you don't believe in sharing is caring. Because, of course, we all know that. Them rich motherfuckers are greedy. But, I mean, I hope to be one day, too. I just know that when I get rich, I'm not folding. No way. Because, bro, like you said, if people go back on my Instagram history, on my comments and all that shit, boy, they will persecute me to the death because I have never folded. And I will never fold. I don't give a shit. It's not happening.
I heard it here first.
Yeah, I ain't folding. You find me on Instagram. Not Twitter. I had Twitter since I was in high school, but you find me on Instagram or Facebook, yeah, you're going to be in for a world of pain if you don't believe in what I got to say.
Oh, shit.
And I'll be willing to swing, too. Not literally. I mean, I could do that, too, but, you know. But, like, if you
if they want to get into a debate going back and forth,
I will do that, 100%.
Fine, man. That's cool. So do you think cancel culture could ever be...
Yeah.
No, that's all good. You feel like, as things are today, you feel like, is there... whether now in the future can cancel culture be eliminated? And do you feel like the people who come up with cancel culture, do you think it's going to go around in a circle till like eventually they cancel themselves?
Damn, that was a very good thought.
You can break it up.
And honestly, no. That was I hear what you said. I'm just saying that's a really good point.
Yeah.
In my honest opinion, yes. I think it's going to get to a point because they're soaking themselves out already. Like, I'll bring this example up. So I believe all this stuff started happening around the same time. Me Too movement, BLM, cancel culture. All three of them happened at the same time.
So it's like the late
like mid,
like 2018.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All that stuff started coming up around the same time, right? And this isn't to grab about, because just like you said in the beginnings, the initial beginnings, it was a great cause, and it was, but all three of them got diluted. They turned into something. BLM started out obviously for a purpose. That was to protect us and get our message out about the awareness of what was going on with us.
But now they're getting accused of scamming and all types of stuff like that.
They're not getting accused. They did scam. 100%. It's been proven already. The same thing happened with the Me Too movement, because we've been dealing with, I'm speaking on that behalf of men. I will say that right now. I've always been man first, because there's so many women here who overtake social media. Their voice is as powerful as can be. We need as many as we can. So I'm not taking away from the girls who did get experiences of what they got. What I'm saying is there has been too many unchecked scenarios of women screaming rape, and it's not true, and it ruined a man's life.
So I'm glad you said that. So let's get back to it. So I'm not sure how much, because you watch the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a situation, man, that went on Super Bowl. I think it was Super Bowl week. So Michael Irvin, actually, he was accused of, sexually harassing a woman.
Yeah.
And they checked the video, and the video proved that he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But his reputation is gone, and he's still going to get his job back. And me personally, I think that's fucked up.
It pisses me off, because this is the thing, too, bro.
And I'm not sure. Correct. Did she get any type of consequence for that?
I'm not even looking up the facts. I already know that didn't happen.
That's crazy.
Because if it did, we would have known. All the men in this world are looking for is literally some repercussions for the shit they do to us, but they don't get anything. I'm like, so you telling me they want so much from us. They want so much from us that they suck our soul dry. They make us obsolete. We have to literally be a Bezos to be noticed or recognized. And then at the top and the peak of that, they're still trying to take you down. No matter how many people you helped along the way, no matter how many people you continue to help. I know for a fact, because Michael Irvin is too important. If he got repercussions, we would have heard about it. No fucking way he got it, because no one else did.
I think it's crazy, man, and that shit always pissed me off, bro. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of times, you know, there have been situations where females just lie. Like I've seen there was one like a woman accused Nelly like of rape on the tour bus.
Yeah.
That turned out not to be true. And you know, Nelly, you know, I fuck with Nelly. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
he's continuing his career, but I feel like they don't get punished.
Yeah.
And this is not no attack on women. I feel like whether you're a man or a woman,
Yeah.
if you try to lie to jeopardize somebody else's reputation, you should be punished.
Yeah.
Because if I say I'm a background dancer or whatever for whatever female, right?
Yeah.
And then you accuse them of, oh, she tried to rape me or whatever, and then proof comes out that she didn't, I should be punished. I feel that way.
I agree.
And if you're a woman and you lie on a man like Michael Irvin and yelled out that, you know, he tried to rape you, when technically, or not rape, I'm sorry, let me correct myself, sexually harass you, when the video showed us that was not the case.
Well, the shit goes to court too, so you're technically lying on oath. Anyone else lying on oath, especially us.
Yeah.
If anyone else lies on oath, you're going to jail.
Under.
You're going under. And they don't have no sympathy for men. And, like, this is where I've always thought to myself, I'm like, bro, I have a soft spot for women because I know the persecution that they went through up to this point.
Oh, yeah.
There's no one who's been more persecuted than women, of all things.
Oh, yeah, because, bro, we got to remember, like, women went through a lot. And still, I feel like there's a lot of women do the same jobs that men do, and they get paid less.
Yeah. And they're saying there's a law to prove that. There's a law for it, literally a federal law that says you cannot do that. But I'm like, yeah, okay, but the people who wrote the federal law are the same people I was telling you earlier. That Republican in the back, liberal in the front. So you already know that. It's not true. They're just saying that. But when it push comes to shove, if freaking Johnny Boy, who owns one of the big construction companies in Georgia, decides to bring on a female project manager, and he's cool with, I don't know, BlackRock Investment and the big guys up there, bro, they're going to let him do whatever the hell he wants to because he's made it.
Yeah, he's got power.
He's cemented. He got some power, so he can do whatever he wants. You can bend rules and break laws when you got power. So
that's a fact.
So for me,
100% fact.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, bro, ain't no way in hell. Like I said, I have a soft spot for women because I come from a single mom too, bro. It's just hard on them. It is harder on them.
It's tough.
No matter what we say, it's hard on them. That's not to take away from what we go through either. But we have more potential ability to become powerful than they do by far.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be like that? Well, that depends on what you believe.
Yeah.
But regardless of that fact, it's just harder. So, but when these girls just start, it's those women, the women who are honest, the ones who are careful, the ones who
I respect them. Those are the women that deserve respect. But
these
girls that go out here and lie to get a come up,
I can't deal with that.
I can't.
Bro.
Yeah,
when I see them, I'm like, bro, I can't even consider you a human. I really can't. I'm like, you're fucked up because if you don't have any type of sympathy, decency to not ruin someone else's life at your own expense because you could just go get it, or if it is that hard for a woman to just go make their own power, listen, no matter what they say, I believe that humans are meant to be together. So I'm like, bro, look, if your life is hard, then you better go marry a good man, a good one. I'm not saying marry him for money. Marry a good man who's got something going for him. Right. Because I have never, not once, there is not a single man at the top besides Elon, and I don't even know if that's true. He just might be so private. I ain't never seen no man
that's so private.
Right. I ain't never seen a man who made it to the top without a powerful woman behind him.
That's true. Even if they get divorced later.
Yeah, even if they get divorced
later. His wife for the longest. She supported him a whole lot.
And she deserves that come up, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I wouldn't even call it a come up because I'm like, bro.
Nah, she's been there the whole time.
She was there. She was a part of the organization, all that. But you got girls trying to show up once you built the organization.
That's not fair. That's some
bullshit.
Fuck
you. If you don't got my kids, and if I did have to give out half, I need to make sure the money's going to the kids. I'll take care of you because I'm a good man. You know what I'm saying? But don't be out here asking me for half my fortune if you showed up when it was already built.
I agree with that.
And then don't be calling me. Those girls who do the rape shit, that pisses me off to no end because, like we said, there's no repercussions for them, bro. No. They never get repercussions.
It's proven that they're lying and they just walk away scotch-free.
It's ridiculous. I can't even. That shit will make me sweat. It makes me so mad because I got people who I've seen accused of rape and stuff like that. It's never been me, obviously, but like, it's just fucked up, bro, because like you said,
it destroys you forever.
It ruins a reputation.
Yeah.
You can't get it back. You got to change your goddamn name and move to another country.
Yeah. If
you want any hope at anything in the future.
Yeah, it's like,
so
you're done.
I I can't. I if you are one of those girls, just the same. I feel, believe it or not, I feel just the same about girls who false claim rape as I do guys who rape girls.
Exactly.
They are the same pot in the pie to me, and they should all fucking burn, in my opinion.
Right.
In hell. I don't give a fuck where you go. And
Brody said in hell.
The sooner you get there, the happier I'll be. That's how I feel. Because that's fucked up, bro. You will ruin an entire person's life.
Yeah.
No matter which one of those scenarios. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Raping girls in general, though, I can't deal with that. I will kill somebody. Yeah, I can't deal with that shit, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like when rapists go to jail, bro, they have a hard time.
Of course. No, bro, you're not.
If you rape and go to jail, bro, you get your ass beat.
If you molest a grown woman, you get.
Or even children.
If you molest children,
it's worse.
There should be a death penalty.
I agree with that.
There should be a death penalty for rape in general, but if you get children, I think not just a death penalty. I think it needs to be a good death penalty.
You might as well get a death penalty, bro, because if you rape children or molest women and children, when you go to jail and they know, you might as well have died. They're going to whoop your ass every day. You might as well have just died.
You should commit suicide. You should commit suicide.
I don't know about committing suicide.
I think they should, because you're not going to heaven. You're going to hell. And
so it don't matter if they commit suicide.
Don't fucking matter if you commit suicide or not. You should just get it
over.
You should. Fuck you, bro. You should not be doing shit like that. Like, I just think about if I had kids, right? Or if it was my wife. Even if, let's say, the girl at the time was not my wife, but at the time.
Yeah.
But like, bro, think about what that does to a woman who did not ask for that. Who didn't sign up for it, and now they're forced to go on. Even if you got what you deserved, they still have to live with it. That is not an intrusion that they expected on.
Yeah, because it's trauma that they have to deal with.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you go to jail, that's still a trauma. That's still a stain that they have to deal with. And
exactly.
This shit affects a lot of women, man. I've known women personally that they were molested as children.
Yeah.
And it stays with them.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away.
It doesn't. It can't. It can't, bro. Because that is literally. I mean, bro, you have to think. It is the most helpless time in your entire life, especially if you're an adult woman and you still could not have control over it. It's not fair, the fact that we're just much stronger than women. Yeah, obviously way stronger than kids, but like, it's just not fair. And so when I think about something, I'm like, bro, you the scum of the earth. If I could do anything, I would chop you up in pieces. I swear to God, bro. I cannot deal with either one of those scenarios.
People like that.
No, I can't deal with it.
So now that we're on this topic of women in relationships.
Yeah.
Today in society, we spoke about women and coming into your life late and thinking that they deserve half your money. How do you feel about the child support system? Do you feel like it's effective? Do you feel like it's like a robbery? Because I've heard people say both sides of the coin. I've heard people say they think it's fair. I've heard people say they think it's not. In my opinion, I feel like in some situations it's fair, but in others it's not. For example, if say I'm not rich, but say I was somebody that was affluent, right? I had my wife, I had my kids, right? And then something happened. My wife was there with me the whole time. While I was broke, she was with me. I gained my wealth with her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I feel like she deserved half.
100%.
Because she was there with me through the whole time, the whole growing up. Now, when it comes to the kids, I feel like they should be able to have the same lifestyle they have when I was in their life.
You can't fumble on that.
Exactly. But a lot of times, I feel like child support, a lot of times they're not even married. They just have kids with random women.
Yeah.
And the women know, like, oh, I'm going to get it back from this. That's even why, that's the reason why they do it.
Exactly.
They do it so they can get pregnant and live off you and just be lazy the rest of their lives.
Right,
and
just
you take care of them.
Yeah.
Now, my take on that is that the amount of money I see the court award some of these women is ridiculous. Bro, I see in the court award like $30K a month for a child. I'm like, in what world?
Exactly. It's not.
In what world, bro?
It's that fucking child support, alimony, and you got to support that Barbie.
You know what? I feel like they should do? They should, if the court allows you to get 30 grand, here's what we're going to do.
Look at
right? Every month, you're going to have to submit an invoice
100%.
With everything you bought for that child that come up to 30 grand. Because I guarantee you, most of the time, it's not. Now, I'm not talking about rent, because a lot of people get thrown up by this. Like,
yeah,
say the child lives with you And okay, fine, the rent comes under it, fine. So like rent, private school, that you can't avoid that. But I feel like $30K, bro,
30K is wild.
$30K for
Because-
child support.
I get it, because it's like, here's the only way I would agree to that happening.
Unless the lifestyle of the child was like if the child's lifestyle, like when they were together or whatever, what was they were racking up, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, $30K a month, that's the only way. But a lot of times that's 90% of the time that's not the case.
I don't think it should be that high unless the girl was married to you, because you made an oath to take care of that woman to the day you die, and she's your wife. And if y'all get divorced, it is only contingent upon one thing for me, and it cannot be any other reason. If she cheated on you, then that girl don't earn a damn dime off you. I believe that should be written in the stars.
I'm not sure how the law works. I'm not gonna say that's how it is, but I think let me not say anything because I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I
don't want to say the wrong
exactly.
thing, but I read.
I don't know it either. That's why I said I think it should be that way.
Yeah.
But for the kids, as long as it is tracked, measurable, because I have firsthand experience in both realms. I know a crazy baby mama, not mine, but I'm not gonna say anything about it more in case this shit blows up.
Right.
And then the one thing I can speak on is obviously my own life. So my single mom, my father was useless. That's just the way it is. I ain't seen that nigga since I was like a little one, basically. And when I saw him, I mean, he was still useless. And that's the truth, bro. The last time I ever saw him, I've seen him since I was little. Last time I saw him, I was 17.
Right.
He didn't even he didn't know who I was. He introduced himself to me. I have his name. Whoa. So I told him.
Whoa.
Like,
are you serious?
Yeah, he was like, how you doing? I'm Marcella. And I was like, I'm Marcella. And that's the last memory I have of him.
So he didn't struck a nerve, like he didn't stop and think, he just moved on?
No, it did. Once he realized it, he's like, oh shit.
What was that
I'm
like?
Yeah, bro, you useless.
What was that like?
Well, the thing is, I didn't want to go. There's a lot of backstory to this, but like the reality is, me and my little brother, we from a very early age were conscious enough to understand what a deadbeat father was. Because I mean, we was playing ball, star players, and we looking around at all the dads helping their sons out with their pads and shit. Yeah. And we don't have no one, obviously. I mean, that's just the reality. So we did it ourselves. You know, we carried each other. So we understood what it was like to miss one from an early age. So we didn't want to go. They didn't tell us because my mom wanted us to learn how to deal with trauma and grow past the situation. She didn't like them either, and we didn't either. What she didn't know was that me and Marco are headstrong as shit, and we got that from him. That's how much we do know. And so when we met him, we saw him, we were like, what the fuck are we doing here? And we had no choice but to introduce ourselves. But the second we could get out, we skedaddled. We were like, all right, well, this conversation's over. We don't want to talk to you. We straight. And then Marco, my little brother, he's way more bold than I am. So he didn't give him a time.
He didn't give a shit.
He was just like, yeah,
out of here.
Who the fuck is this guy? That's how it is. But what I'm saying is my mom struggled so much. She did a lot. She did the best she could, but the stress of having to do two people's job got to her so heavy. It sent her to mental institutions. It made her sick. It made her ill. Like I said, there's a lot of backstory here too, personally, that I will not share because it's my mom's story, so I won't do it. Right. But it's fucked up what happens when a man decides to be less than a man.
Right.
And he decides to abandon his kids. Because I'm like, being a man, the epitome of being a man to me is being a father. That's how. I believe
the highest.
Yeah, it's the highest thing ever.
It's the highest duty you can do as a man.
When you abandon that shit, it's not just the fact that you're a piece of shit. It's the fact that you have no idea how much turmoil is coming from your singular selfish decision. Generations to come will suffer because of what you did. And that is something that these people, I call them these people, my father's grouped in with these people because I don't fuck with them.
Right.
That's something that they do not ever consider because they're never thinking about anyone but themselves.
True.
And so for that reason, I don't like them. I think those people 100% deserve to be
dads.
They need to pay, if they could pay the tippest of the iceberg, if they could pay everything they earn and sleep on the streets, I would smile. Fuck them. They don't even deserve a roof, in my opinion. They don't deserve a roof. They deserve scraps. If your girl cheated on you, your wife cheated on you, she don't deserve scraps. If you cheated on her and you're the breadwinner, like I said, you should be giving them all your money. I think all this stuff that they're trying to rope in as law, in my opinion, is missing a very vital aspect, which is morality. You know what I'm saying? People try and separate the two. And for the longest time, church and law was always together. There's a
The
reason for
longest.
that.
Yeah.
You can't separate morality and law. When you do that, we become robots. Things happen for a reason, and when you stop including the reason, things start to not add up anymore.
True.
And that's how we lose our sense of humanity, in my opinion. So that's how you start seeing fucking girls calling rape, and then they don't get persecuted for it.
Yeah.
That's how you start seeing people do certain things,
And
and
get
they
away
become
with it.
they become above the law because they know the law. They've read the law. They got good lawyers. They can get away with it.
Yeah.
That stuff works for other people, but it negatively affects majority of people. And so it's best if no one is above that kind of shit, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
So
agree with that.
in reality, yeah, feelings and morality should be involved in law, in my opinion, because that's what matters.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's not the reality.
Yeah, it's not the reality. Not in our
It's
country.
not.
It's not. Our country ain't it's not perfect. I do believe it's the best one in the world, but it's definitely not perfect.
I think the law works over here a lot better than it does in other countries, man. Because
Yeah, bro.
if you go on bro, say you go on vacation to fucking some other country, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's not good.
If they steal your laptop, you're not getting that shit back.
No, you know what's crazy?
It's an L.
You know what's crazy, bro? I will say this out loud. I can go down on the record and say I'm one of the luckiest people on this planet.
Why you say that?
I'm not saying this for one singular reason. I have always had good luck. Always.
Yeah.
If you believe in astrology, I don't know if the camera's. If you believe in astrology, I got a friend who told me that this is actually part of my astrological makeup. I'm Sagittarius.
Right.
They say Sagittarius are like the lucky people. And my whole life, I felt as lucky as can be, bro. Lucky. So this happened while I was in Colombia. I just bought a new iPhone. It just came out. And I left it in the back of a taxi. Now, if you've been to Colombia, because I was there with my girlfriend. She's Colombian. We were visiting family.
Right.
So we weren't in one of the more upscale places either. It was just a common place. Nothing
Right.
crazy. There's ups and downs in that place too.
Mhm.
I left my phone in the back of the taxi.
Right.
And I kick because my service is spotty. You know, I got T-Mobile, but it don't work like that.
Yeah, I got
And-
T-Mobile too, bro. I could definitely
Exactly,
relate.
you agree.
Yeah, I can relate.
So I literally start freaking out. I'm like, damn, because it's night one of the trip. We're there for
Damn.
12 days.
Damn.
I got work to do and all this stuff.
Right.
So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I'm really fucked. I didn't bring my laptop because I was like, I just work from my phone. We're gonna be on the go.
Yeah.
Damn. And so I was like, look, let's just see if we can call the phone or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I go downstairs, check the cameras because they're trying to get a tag ID on it because they all have numbers on the top and you can figure out where the cars come from, the lot, then go there.
Right.
Well, they didn't have that. It didn't work out. And so I was like, all right, last hope. Let's just call it and ping it for lost phone and stuff like that. 'Cause you can do that
Mhm.
to find my iPhone. Well, he wasn't answering, and we started getting a little bit nervous. And then 10 minutes went by, and I was like, all right, let's just call him one more time. So he picked up the phone that time, and he was like, I heard your phone. I'm translating, obviously. He's like, I heard your phone in the back seat. It was beeping. And then he was like, I'll bring it back right now. And everyone else around us who had known about it, because we're Americans in the lobby freaking out, everyone's concerned. It's thank you for being concerned to those people, by the way. But yeah, that was like,
You see this?
yeah, I was like, that was literally, they were like, yeah, bro, like anyone else wouldn't happen. He shows up, we find out, he's like, I had people in the back seat when that happened, and they didn't see your phone, luckily, because they probably would have taken it. And I asked him why he brought my phone back, and he was just basically saying, like, you do good and good comes to you. That phone could have paid his rent for 10 months. So I gave him
You were lucky as hell.
oh yeah, I gave him like $200. He cried. It was insane because to me, I was like $200, bro. I spent that like
He saved you a lot.
he saved me hella money. He said my phone was like $1,500, so I was like,
Yeah.
damn, like I'm gonna give him this $200, and I gave it to him. I mean, yeah, the expression of gratitude was crazy. So, but what I'm saying is most places I go, yeah, that shit would not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Mexico, no, in Colombia,
you ain't getting that shit back.
anywhere else in
It's a wrap.
Colombia, it wouldn't have happened.
Police is not gonna help you. They're like, okay, we'll do some investment.
I just got lucky. That's what I purely believe. Everyone who I told the story, they're like, of course that happened to you. Of course this happened.
Because you have a track record.
I have a track record.
Be lucky.
It is not. I will say it right now. There is no knocking on wood or nothing. It will continue. I don't know what it is. I get lucky.
Hey man,
I ain't got nothing against
wish,
it.
bro, I wish I was that lucky.
Yeah.
Not so much, but hey. Hey man, hey, it was a pleasure to have you here today, brother.
I appreciate you,
Spoke
man.
on a lot of good things, man. You made a lot of good points, and shit, you could definitely come back anytime you want. Just let
Fuck
me
yeah,
know.
man. I'll be back whenever you want me to, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right, man. This is. Hold on before I.
Oh yeah, you got you.
Before I wrap you up, This is another episode, man, Live from the Couch. Comment, subscribe. Holla back at your boy.
Y'all could,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my little Instagram up there. Y'all can follow me at Bait Money Matrix on Instagram. That's it.
For all your photography needs. He's a beast.
Yeah. Marketing, photography, videography, whatever y'all need. All right.
Bet. All right, man. Peace.
Bet. Damn, well, that was good.